Is it really possible for your body to be asleep, but for you to perceive that you're actually awake? Well, yes, it is. And I have some really compelling evidence for you that's going to make you feel a lot better about your current sleep situation, whether you are getting enough sleep or not. Paradoxical insomnia is a phenomenon where you believe that you're not sleeping, even though objective measures show that you are. So if you've been feeling like you're not fully drifting into sleep, or maybe you even had a sleep study or are thinking of getting one to try and confirm if you're actually sleeping, you're not alone. I know how terrible it can be to lie in bed beyond frustrated, because I personally struggled with insomnia for 16 years and now I'm a sleep coach. And in working with my clients, I've realized it's actually quite common for a lot of people to believe that they're getting less sleep than they are. And usually it's not as extreme as paradoxical insomnia. However, this misperception can be incredibly discouraging when you're lying in bed and feeling like you're not sleeping. So let's dive into this really cool evidence that's going to make you feel a lot better about your sleep. First is evidence that we have from advanced meditators. Now, advanced meditators have demonstrated that it's possible for the body to enter a state of deep rest and even sleep, even when the mind remains fully aware. I've actually experienced this myself many times, even to the point where one time I was meditating and my eyes went into rapid eye movement, or REM sleep, which only happens when you're asleep. But I was awake and I was aware, and I could feel my eyes uncontrollably fluttering in REM, which was very strange the first time that this happened, but then I felt pretty badass for getting into that deep of a meditation. Many studies of meditation have been done that show the brain dropping into a theta brainwave, which is the brainwave of a light sleep. A theta brainwave also occurs in rapid eye movement sleep, or REM sleep, and you can also be in a theta brainwave without the rapid eye movement as well. And this isn't that hard or complicated to achieve. And I actually suspect that a lot of people who think they're not sleeping, it's very possible that for many of these people that their body is asleep and getting plenty of rest, but their mind is in this sort of twilight stage, which is actually known as the first stage of sleep. The theta brainwave state is associated with light sleep, dreams, deep meditation, and hypnosis. And you can actually be woken up very easily from the theta state, which is why it's likely that I think a lot of people can perceive that they're awake a lot of the night when really they're just drifting in and out a lot. And when working with my coaching clients and members of my Sleep Success online course, I'm really big on mindset about your sleep and how you perceive your ability to sleep. And I always emphasize that even if you didn't feel like you slept a lot, congratulations, you actually just meditated all night. And meditation is still so powerful and restoring for your body. Your body can still be recharging even if your mind is active, which brings me to the next example, which is neuroscientist Andrew Huberman's concept of non-sleep deep rest, or NSDR. Non-sleep deep rest is basically a fancy term that he coined, referring to different practices that can induce a state of deep relaxation while remaining conscious. And these practices are well known throughout history. So non-sleep deep rest is nothing new. He just came up with the terminology. So this encompasses many different techniques that promote deep rest, including guided imagery, mindfulness practices, meditation, visualization, etc. And I've already been using my own combination of techniques with my clients that slow down your brain waves and put your body into a state of deep rest. I've been doing this for years before I'd even heard of this NSDR concept, because I already figured this out for myself in my 16-year journey with insomnia. So while sleep is a passive process, you can't force yourself to sleep. In fact, trying to force yourself only pushes it away. With certain nervous system regulation techniques, it's really empowering because you actually do have control over the amount of rest that you're getting, because you have the power to very simply put yourself into a state of deep relaxation with a little bit of practice. And in Andrew Huberman's studies, they found that some of the slowing in your brainwaves that are noted when practicing these different non-sleep deep rest techniques, this actually overlaps with what would be recognized as sleep. So that's super cool, and I've experienced this myself. And the other upside here is that anytime you're doing some sort of deep relaxation technique, it's lowering the stress response in your body, and it makes it more likely that you'll end up fully falling asleep. So it's like there's no downside to practicing this sort of stuff. Another awesome example of this is with Yoga Nidra, which is a type of yoga practice that guides you into a state of deep relaxation that mimics many of the restorative aspects of sleep, even though you remain in a conscious meditative state. And with Yoga Nidra, your brainwaves can really slow down to the point where your body is asleep, even though your mind remains aware, just like with the advanced meditators and my own personal experience. Yoga Nidra is an ancient practice that comes from the Sanskrit words of yoga and nidra, which literally mean union and sleep. So there you go. These examples prove that even if you perceive yourself as being awake, your body is still recharging and you can still experience the restorative benefits of sleep. So instead of stressing out about not getting sleep, gently remind yourself, my body is getting the rest that it needs, even if my mind is still active. So I hope this gives you more reassurance that 1, you're not broken, and 2, you're definitely not crazy. There's also one more perspective that I've never shared before until right now, so take it or leave it. But from a more spiritual standpoint, we are not just our brain or our body. We are consciousness. Our awareness exists independently from the physical body. So this means that even if your mind feels active, your body and your brain can be in a state of deep rest and even sleep. Practices like meditation and Yoga Nidra show us that our consciousness can actually observe while the body receives the restorative benefits from sleep. So if this perspective resonates with you, it may provide even more reassurance, reminding you that deep rest can still occur even when you don't feel like you're fully asleep. What I've seen time and time again with my own personal insomnia journey and the over 600 people who've gone through my Sleep Success online program is that you can get your sleep back to normal no matter how long you've been struggling. If you want to learn my own process for getting rid of insomnia naturally, I invite you to check out my free masterclass for insomnia, where I dive into my sleep success method, which is how I've been able to help so many people end the insomnia cycle for good. You can find that on my website and in the description below. I'd also love to hear your experiences in the comments. Have you ever felt like your body is asleep, but your mind is still awake? Have you ever felt crazy? Do you feel a little bit better now after watching this video? And commenting below will help others find this video who really need this information. You still have the natural ability to sleep, and you are so much more powerful than you think.